Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Chainer's Haunted Secrets. But Chainer's not here. Pyle is on vacation, so we will see him later. Until then, we get to have the joy of Mary Mell. And she has got brand new things to tell us. She has started her own LLC. She is branched away and has amazing things. And dude, the more I have looked into her, the cooler she is. It's like, dude, it's like this. I need to get this for my mother-in-law for Christmas. So, yeah, there are so many things. So, tell us about what's new, what's been happening, Mary.
So this year we have decided to create Mell's Ever Eternal threshold, and in the beginning it started with just paranormal. As we were talking before the show started, this isn't our first time on the show. We were on the show last year around halfway to Halloween. At that time, we were doing our own paranormal channel and things like that. And we were working for a local haunt in the community, and kind of advertising them a little bit last year. And then this year, we have gotten the opportunity to do it all on our own. So what started out in January of, hey, we're just going to do paranormal tours in our area, which our area is a little bit south of Cincinnati. We're in the New Richmond, Bethel, Amelia area. And for those that are familiar, the East Fork area, which is where everything takes place for our company. We began doing paranormal public tours. So we've been investigating East Fork State Park for about 4 or 5 years now. That's actually where it all kind of began for us. Privately with just my husband and myself and the children, kind of a hobby. And then we spoke with East Fork this year and we decided to take it public. So we opened public tours for the paranormal investigations this year at East Fork. Back in May, it's kind of funny. It was just a couple of us all sitting around talking. We had a rainout day on our permit that we didn't need to use. And we're like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to do like a halfway to Halloween and add some of the haunt aspect to this? So literally in 3 weeks, we built scenes through a haunt together. And we did a combined paranormal tour with a haunted trail. That was such a success. We spoke with East Fork State Park and decided to do it full blown for the season. So this year we get to put on, they do a Halloween camp out for 2 weekends in October. So we actually will be donating our time for that. So it won't be a paid event or anything like that. We'll just have our mobile pop-up haunt pretty much help us advertise. We'll be doing it for the campground, on the campground side, for those 2 weekends in October. And then the other 2 weekends in October, we'll be doing it across the lake there on the beach side for paid events for people to come out and experience our pop-up haunt. So yeah, that's pretty much sums it up. And then as you seen the picture, we have opened our own store where we do various 3D printed LED light candles, book nooks, ghosts in a jar. I handcraft the clay outlet covers, and everything in our store is hand painted. Any of the clay stuff is my own sculpting, and then everything is sealed as well.
So you are Wonder Woman.
I'm trying to be.
Dude, okay. I think, well, this interview would probably be more on the haunt side normally, but with you having so much to offer and me like having niche interests, Pyle said just asked all my questions, all the ones that Jenny had from exploring. So, first one, I actually really do want you to explain how the haunted tour works, how it differs from like doing a haunting investigation at like a place, please.
The way that our tour works in East Fork, so typically when you rent out a place, I'll use some of the bigger names, Waverly or even the prison, the Mansfield prison. So you pay this money, you rent it out, and you investigate that location. With ours, it's a little different. For one, it's all outdoors. We have 3 separate locations within East Fork Park because it's a pretty big park. And we start out by, for one, we provide all equipment. So even people that don't have 1 ounce of ghost hunting equipment can come on one of our tours and you'll have the equipment that you need. We do very small tours, so it's not overcrowded to where people can get that one-on-one and actually learn about the equipment, learn about the ghost hunting if they want, or even seasoned ghost hunters. We kind of stand back. We're there if you need us, but it's your investigation as well. So we can do it either or way. We start out the night and we do about 2 hours in one location, which is like in the back of the park. We give the history of each location that we go to. And then we set all the equipment up and we just kind of roll with whatever happens. And then we take the people from that location to another location, do 2 hours in that location, and then end it out at the final location for the last 2 hours. So it's 6 hours total that you're with us. And if you look on our website, it's literally $29.95 a person plus tax. I think it rounds out to be like 31 something. It's not super expensive. So it is in that range to where you can do a whole lot in there, even if you're not a seasoned ghost hunter. Because a lot of the places when you're going, you're spending a lot of money to go and you have to have all your own equipment to even do any type of investigation. With us, we provide all that along with the education. So that's how ours differs from just a location and a tour.
So you'd be great for those new to learning about ghost hunting.
Absolutely. And our favorite things is we love to teach about it as well. Because if you watch the ghost hunting shows, they might seem interesting, but I promise you that's not what it is. It is a whole different world when you're actually out there. And so just learning the do's and the don'ts, the safeties, and things like that. Like one of our biggest things, we do not use any conjuring tools in our investigations. We don't use Ouija boards. We don't use seances or anything like that. We use all full-blown scientific method equipment.
Okay, so don't walk in with a chip on your shoulder like Zach Bagans and listen, and you're going to learn and you're going to be better at it by the time you leave, and you'll get some great experiences. And as for what she's talking about, they cut out so much of the waiting for the people to, well, the ghost to appear or them to say something is waiting, talking, and seeing if anybody's willing to answer. And sometimes you're sitting there for like an hour and you get nothing. And other times it's like nonstop for 20, 30 to an hour or more. So am I understanding correctly?
Absolutely. So we do explain all that as well when people come to us and in the beginning when we're doing orientation and we're explaining the rules and stuff like that. Because so many people do come in and they're like, they see the video, because we have videos out there of our evidence, but you don't see the 30, 40 hours prior to that of collecting that evidence. And so we always make people very aware, hey, we can't guarantee you that you're going to get anything out here, because some nights they just don't want to talk. However, I will say this, as long as we've been doing it, there hasn't been a night yet that we haven't gotten something. Some nights are a little busier than others there. Um, and so, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, you may get stuff, you may not get stuff, and that's the nature of being a ghost hunter or a paranormal investigator. We also teach, like, I know some of those shows, it's like every little noise or creak or crack, it's like, oh my God, that was a ghost. 9 out of 10 times, it's not. It's something in the atmosphere. It's something surrounding you. It's an animal. It's so we do a lot of investigation into the investigation to make sure 100% we can't explain this, and then that is what becomes evidence, if that makes sense.
You teach how to debunk, and what type of equipment do you offer on these tours?
Oh, so we've got REM pods, spirit boxes, EMFs, cat balls, trip wires. We have the triangle, which is a motion sensor, does red and green. We've got the twist top flashlights that we bring with us. We've got thermal. We've got the SLS camera that we bring with us. We teach people the SS method with the spirit boxes. We're actually working on a geo box now, so that will be coming soon. I think I've pretty much covered it all. But it's pretty much, if you've heard about the equipment, we've got the equipment.
Cool. What has been some of your more favorite experiences while doing tours?
One of our best was just recently, and it wasn't even during the tour, it was afterwards when I was reviewing the footage. So we do tape all of our stuff because sometimes you don't see it in real time. Sometimes it happens when you're reviewing the footage, and that's exactly what happened with this one. It was a pretty active night when we were out there on the tour. We had a lot of activity on the spirit box and the REM pods and things like that. And you can actually see this video on our Facebook page, the Mell's Ever Eternal Thresholds Facebook page. But I'm sitting and I'm reviewing the footage, and we actually got a full body apparition that showed up. And you can clearly see in the video, we are sitting there, we're just getting things set up. The camera's there. We have no idea this is even going on. You can actually see him appear. You see him take 2 or 3 steps, turn around, and then as he's walking back, he disappears. So that's probably the coolest piece that we've gotten as long as we've been doing this. Some of the I can't really recall just like 1 or 2 memories here or there. For us, it's just about like every investigation we have a good time. We have our seriousness times for sure, when we're teaching and when we're communicating. And some nights we crack up and we laugh, and the spirits there, we've been communicating with them long enough that they'll crack up with you right back. And I think that's one of the best times when you get with those spirits that just want to mess with you in a fun way, not in a bad or an evil way.
And I love that. That makes me so happy. And dude, the more I learn, the more I want to learn. I collect books, I watch shows, but also I do listen to the paranormal investigators about how long they can go without getting anything, about how everybody says it could be haunted, and then you go in and you find out it's not. It's just a whole bunch of things around that are making the environment seem so.
And that happens. Even like if there is high EMF in the area, from electric wires or that electricity in a home or something like that, that can actually start doing things to the mind to make you start thinking that you're seeing things or hearing things. So that's when you need to call in those electricians and stuff to really check what is being put into your atmosphere. So if we come in and we can't find spiritual activity, which we have my husband as well, who is a full-blown medium. So usually he, if we're getting a bunch of stuff on readings and he's not feeling anything from it, he's not seeing anything from it, we're investigating further to see what is actually going on here that may not be spiritual activity, but could be harmful to the person that's staying in this place. Because we offer in-home investigations, consultations, and things like that as well for people who may be curious or maybe having issues in their home, and they want to know what is going on.
That is awesomeness. You both are awesomeness. At some point, I would love to have a actual full episode of Court Scarring Chronicles with you both, where we just talk about the whole entire thing. Whereas I need to actually get move on to the other parts too, because they equally need to be talked about on this episode, because they're equally awesomeness, and I need to not let myself continue on a tangent. Okay, so tell us about your pop-up haunts and how you guys do that, please.
So our pop-up haunt, like I said, it was an added piece. Um, and I always start off by saying, we are new to the haunt industry, but we are not inexperienced in the haunt industry. So my team that does the pop-up haunts consists of myself, my husband, and then we have two really good friends and their families that step in and help us a lot. And we've all worked together in haunts before. My husband, he has been doing haunt for the last probably 20, 30 years, to be honest with you. He started when he was 16 years old. He actually did a lot of scene design and builds for the earlier days of Dent Schoolhouse, USS Nightmare. There was another one in there, and for the life of me, I can't think of what it is. And then I know that he did a lot of the designing and the scene designs with the Louisville Hotel one. And then the most recently, when we were at Cincinnati Fear Fest, he built the extension to the burn yard that they put in last year. Myself, I have managed makeup and costume. I've been designing costumes and makeup design since I was able to walk. And was the head of costume and makeup last season with Cincinnati Fear Fest. Our right hand person, for 9 years, he was over actor training and actor auditions and just really heading up all the acting team and getting people in their places and their scenes and helping develop the characters for those scenes and who would be the good fit and that kind of stuff. So we have tons of experience with us all together. And as I was saying before, it literally was kind of we were all sitting around in a joke thing of like, hey, let's throw a haunt together. And within 3 weeks, it wasn't nothing huge, but we built I think it was like 4 or 5 scene, 15-minute mini haunt through the woods during our halfway to Halloween special. And we realized, hey, this could work. And so like I said, we got with East Fork. We started to talk about, hey, can we get permits to do this during the season? We'd love to bring this to the public and then like really push it out there. And we just, once they approved everything, we just went at it. And so our trail will have a total of 7 to 9 scenes that we're working on. Every scene that we have is completely mobile. And what I mean by that is each scene, it's either a pop-up 10 by 10 tent that we pop up, put together, build the scene, put the props and all that stuff in it, or we use tarps and canvas to make walls within the woods to make a scene. We use lighter grade panels and things like that to make scenes with. So again, everything that you see in our haunt will be completely 100% mobile. We set up on Friday night or Friday morning. We run Friday night. We run Saturday night. We tear down Saturday night, and it looks like we were never even there. So yeah, when we did halfway to Halloween, it worked really well. I know pop-up haunts aren't always the easiest. So of course this year we're gonna do the absolutely best that we can, but each year it'll just keep getting bigger and better for us. And we're even talking about within the next coming years, looking at going for the world record for the longest time. So that is one of our goals that we're pushing for.
Dude, that would be epicness incarnate. Okay. That was so many things. I'm trying to figure out where to start with the other questions to narrow down all the things. Okay, so you have been making haunt costumes since you could walk, and you are a awesome makeup artist. Where do you how do you use your experience to continue to work to be better? Do you look at other characters? Do you make up your own? What do you do?
So the way that we work when it comes to developing our characters is so right now we have a central character, Giggles the Clown. So that's really what we're building our trail around right now. So the backstory with our trail is, and you'll see Giggles down there in the side there. So what it is the circus came to this town. They were told not to open up by these woods as it was cursed land. And they did not listen, and the witches then cursed because their ultimate goal was to bring hell on earth. And so they didn't listen. They set it up. Giggles was taken over by the curse, and turned very twisted. And now he laughs for no reason. Giggles is a very, very talented actor. The one that's playing Giggles is, I love this kid to death. You could literally give him anything that you wanted him to do, and he could make it happen for you. When it comes to characters, he's the one that came up with Giggles himself, and then we just worked on a backstory and stuff. And that's kind of where we start at. So we look at what scene that we want to build, and we ask our people, "Hey, we want to do this scene. What is your idea? What would you like to play or portray?" And we go from there. We work with the person that's going to play that character of what they want and what they see, and we design it around their ideas, if that makes sense. Because I think
That is cool.
as an actor, my being a haunt actor myself, because I've also done haunt acting, and our whole team has. If you can develop your own character and fit it in there, you're going to play that character a whole lot better because it's your idea. It's not something out of someone else's head. And so that's how we kind of work when it comes to our characters is, hey, I have this scene. This is my idea. You run with it. Show me what you got. And then we'll design the costume and everything else that you need to go with it.
That is epic. I love that. That is a great technique to make everything. Because I'm not saying one haunt's better than another. No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying everybody has their. Hold on one second.
You're good.
Sorry about that. I don't know if you can hear Dante. He's getting kind of loud. But that is a great technique to help them evolve the character into the haunt. And it also makes me wish that all the haunts with stories like this would write books.
Mhm.
Each character write their own backstory, and then it put together, and everybody could read it. And the haunt. Well, I'm one of those. I'm like, ooh, I love all the backstories. That is a. What is your character in the haunt? I want to know how that works too.
So my original character was the madam. She was on that picture that you showed. So myself, so if you see Madam's right there in the middle and then she's up there in the corner. The Madam is kind of like the one in control, like she controls it all. She has her hunch people, she's got Mistress Hollow, which is like she's the one that collects the debts for her. She's the one that goes out and does the dirty work for the Madam. We are actually in talks and working before this season opens. Like, I love the Madam. I love playing her. But she doesn't quite fit into our storyline this season. So myself and Mistress Hollow, which is one of my other right-hand people, we are more back scenes, customer service, in the face of everybody. And with our haunts, it's not just a haunt. So we actually do a paranormal investigation prior to the haunt. So you're getting the double. And we learned at halfway to Halloween it was very difficult to run a paranormal investigation in that costume. Um, so we are looking at going more of a witch theme with the curses and stuff like that, so that it provides a better um, costume that allows us to do the paranormal investigations and not be hindered, to work with the customers in the front lines, to be able to run through the scenes if need be and still fit in, if something's going on, or be able to jump in somewhere if an actor needs to break or something like that. So my character's still kind of in the works for this haunt season, if that makes sense.
The logistics for all of this has got to be, when you're first getting started, mind-boggling until you get the hang of it.
It's a lot and it's overwhelming at times. But at the end of the day, it's all about your team. I can't say it enough. If I didn't have the team of people that I have standing behind me, this would still just be a dream. It would not be becoming a reality. I love my husband to death and he does wonderful things, but just the two of us, you need more. I'm not saying that we couldn't, but you need a whole lot more. And so the team that we have is what helps make this possible. And I think that's with any haunt. Like if you don't have a team, you don't have a haunt. And for me, especially when I go on these things, that's my big thing, is to push my team and to push my people. Because again, like I said, at the end of the day, I wouldn't have anything without them.
Oh yeah, because each of them have got to talk with you and their fellow team members, find out what they're doing, how they want it to proceed, and what they're doing to help each other to make it happen. But also, I had never thought about adding a paranormal tour before, and how to move from that to a haunt.
Yeah, so that it's a little fun and difficult all at the same time. So the way that we do that, sorry, I'll turn my camera back on in a minute.
I'm not rushing. I'm mine is off because I cannot do anything with my hair. It's been a very hot day.
So for the paranormal tour, and the haunt, how we do this, and again, this is still kind of in the works a little bit of how we're doing it. We're kind of learning as we go with it. Why is this thing not charging? So with the halfway to Halloween, how we did it was we had one location set up for the paranormal. Once we were finished with the paranormal, we brought them over to the second location, and that's where the haunt began. So it's still going to be similar to that, but we're tweaking the way that it works, because we had, with our paranormal investigations, we can cap it at 15 people, and that's plenty of, it's got plenty of space and room, and people can do things. However, when you add the haunt in, there's a whole lot more people that want to come. So how we're talking about running the paranormal and the haunt together is we will have 2 separate locations set up for the paranormal, plus the haunt location will kind of be our hub. So wherever we're setting the haunt up for that night will be where we have everybody come to. And then we will split them out in groups. So we'll take like a group of 10 or 15 to this location, a group of 10 or 15 to this location, and then a group of 10 or 15 to the haunt location, and kind of round robin them. So if you've been to location A for the paranormal, B has got somebody in it, but the haunts, their line's pretty short. Let's take you over the haunt. Let's get you to the haunt. When you're done with the haunt, come back over here. We'll get you to location B to finish out your paranormal. So again, it'll almost be like a station type ordeal, how we're going to do it. And kind of run and see how that goes for the first time or so. Now when we do the Halloween campouts, you'll have the haunt that runs from 7 to 10. We break at 10. We go over to the other side of East Fork across the lake, and we start the paranormal 11 to 2. So again, we're still kind of playing on how we're going to do this, if we want to do all of it together at one time, or if we want to time slot it to see how it works. And that's really going to be all about the customer flow and how busy the night is.
That okay. I am learning new things as we go.
Mhm.
Because
I don't want them to I want them together, but I don't want them together, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Because we never what we do is real with our paranormal, and we don't ever want anybody. So we always let people know this is the real stuff. This is where we're not doing anything. This, and then once we get to the haunt, this is where we can't tell you if it's real or fake. Just so, because I mean, there might be actual stuff going on in the haunt. We don't know. It's on the same property, so I'm sure
it's like
join in on the fun.
Asylum 49. There has literally been ghosts who randomly join in there.
But I always want people to know which ones, where the haunt begins and the paranormal ends, so that we don't ever get a reputation of they're fake or they're doing this or that. Because the paranormal is our love. The haunt, we love doing it. It's great, but our paranormal is where our business is. And we don't ever want to ruin that for us.
Oh no. Okay. What is, I know I've asked this before, but it's also a new situation, and you will have a new outlook on the question because you've totally changed up how you're doing it as well. Or you may have the same answer as before. Let's find out. For those starting out, do you have any thing you would like to, any advice you'd like to give to new haunt owners?
I think the biggest thing is don't ever think that you know everything, because there's so much in the haunt industry, that you'll never know everything, and new things. It's ever changing. The haunt industry will always be ever changing. New things happen each year. New thrills and ways and fears. Honestly, new fears come up each year. So don't be afraid of changing things. Don't ever think that you know it all, because you don't. And if something doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Go somewhere else. Go a different direction. Don't give up on it. And the biggest thing, as I said before, have a team that backs you up and is a family, because that's what you need. You cannot do it by yourself. I don't care how great someone thinks they are. You cannot do this by yourself.
What is your advice to a new haunter?
Like a new actor or in the haunt?
A new haunt actor.
New haunt actor is just have fun with it. Our biggest motto is, if you can't scare them, make them laugh. It's not always about being scary. Sometimes it's just about the customer's experience in general. And so as an actor, it's gonna, especially being new, I don't care if you've been through lessons in this or you've acted before. Once you step into a new haunt, those nerves are going to hit. Everybody has them. Learn your character. If it's not a character that you developed, fall into it. Find out as much as you can that haunt has to offer about that character, and make that character your own. And again, have fun with it. And always remember, at the end of the day, to be safe yourself, keep your customer safe. And it's about the memories and experience. It's not about the scare that you got that night or how you looked that night. It's how that customer left feeling that night.
Thank you. Both of those were very enlightening, very inspirational. And that makes me wonder, when it comes to the pop-up haunt, how does that how does the scenes changing work? Are you able to pick like a new area where you want each scene to go, or do you guys have a set layout for each time it goes up?
So for this year, because we're doing it all happened so fast, we're pretty much going to have a set trail for this season. As we keep growing and going on, we do want to create multiple different themes that we would have on hand. So, say, we do want to do maybe an Easter pop up or a St. Patty's Day pop up, or someone calls us and say, hey, you know what? I want to rent you guys out for the weekend because we want to have our birthday. We want to haunt for our birthday. So we are going to be continuing to work on multiple different scenes as we grow so that we can change it up, make it bigger, make it smaller, and have different versions or themes. With that, as I said, we have some very talented people on our team. So costumes, as we make scenes, we'll make costumes, we'll make characters. This year we are volunteer. So everyone who's coming in is volunteer for us, with it being new and doing, half our season is for charity. We're not even getting paid for it. We're setting it up for them. So it is all volunteer this year. And as we continue to grow, we hope to be able to move towards that for profit, able to hire actors and things and keep building. So as far as the question of the scenes this year, it pretty much will be a set trail per se. As far as scenes go, the location may change. So the layout might change a little bit, but as far as the scenes go, it will pretty much be set for this season. But in future, it will be growing to where we can do multiple different ones, where maybe every weekend we can do a different haunt if we wanted to.
Okay, that is now something I don't know which I want for my birthday more. Paranormal tour or a pop-up haunt? My birthday's in November. It's usually shut down by then, and I'm like, I want more.
Yeah.
And it's very hard where I live because the closest haunt either way is an hour away.
Yeah.
I'm in Texas, so to make that make more sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a ways out there.
Oh, yeah. Dude, okay, I'm loving this. I'm learning so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And when it comes to your pictures or just sitting here talking or anything I've seen so far, I just want to say you have beautiful style and you are a beautiful person.
Thank you.
And you have great creativity. Okay.
So this one was kind of like, it was designed for our big reveal in our halfway to Halloween. So are you brave enough to cross the threshold with us? Because it was something new. That is literally what our team of characters were at the time, and that's all we had. So we've grew just a little bit since then.
Oh, yeah. And I love how this is set up. Go back. Thank you. Sorry about that. It decided to disappear. I love all the pictures.
Each one of those, it's kind of just a collage of them there, but individually, each one of them has like a little spurt of their background of each character on them. So I love these pictures because it does give you a little inside look of who each character is.
That is beautiful.
So this was a picture at the end of our halfway to Halloween. As you can see, there's a few customers in there. We gave the option at the end. It was kind of like we were just hanging around. We had a little bit of ghost equipment set up. So once everybody went through the trail, I had all my actors come out, do like a meet and greet with the customers so they could see, just learn who the actor was or learn who the character was, get pictures with them. And so this one was hey, let's all take a big giant photo to commemorate, our first successful pop-up haunt night.
That is beautiful. And if you were working in like a haunted house, that would probably be an easier dress to do a haunted investigation in.
But as you see, the madam is very big in presence. So.
Oh yeah, she is gorgeous though, and I love that dress.
Yeah. So this is just pretty much what our schedule looks like for this season. As you see in September, we don't really have any of the haunt open. We do have paranormal investigations going on. We are actually putting our own oddities fair on at East Fork. So we're collecting
Ooh,
good amount. We're hoping to get 50 to 75 vendors that specialize in oddities because there's not a whole lot of that for us in this area. And
no.
everybody loves what we make. So we're trying to find the odd and the curious and those people that just have a beautiful niche for this industry to come out, set up a vendor's table at our oddities fair, get the public to come out, kind of like a big flea market for the paranormal, the ghost hunt or the haunters, things like that, or just people with really unique items. So we do have that coming up in September. East Fork theirself is putting on a Bigfoot bash in September. So we will be a vendor there. We'll be set up with stuff from our shop at that. And we have our very own Bigfoot that'll come out. And East Fork's got a bunch of different things that'll be going on that day. Other than that, it's just our normal paranormal tours and things like that going on in September. And then in October, we kick off the pop-up haunt and the paranormal investigations together. That was when we did our big reveal, because it was kind of a big deal when this opportunity, we were supposed to go back to our home haunt. And it kind of happened so fast, like we had to take the opportunity that we got. It's always been a dream of my husband and I's to have our own. We got the opportunity. We had a good team that was going to stand behind us with it all. And so we did a major big reveal on what we were doing. So
That is epic. Okay, since this one goes with the other pictures, this is beautiful too.
So this one is actually what our banner is. When we go to the shows and stuff, this is kind of like the logo banner that we use to pretty much say who we are.
That is so cool. They're paranormal investigation, spiritual tools, energy work, cleansing and protection. Yeah, that would be a definite thing to do before and after a tour. Guidance and insight too.
We always end our tours with our blessing prayer, as well as we do cleansing and stuff at the end of the tours to make sure everybody goes home safely. And we always let people know too, like, you have our phone number. If of course, after the first night or the first day, we call it the ghost hangover. You always kind of feel drained, almost like you had a party and without the drinking, because your energy's so low. But after that first initial day, if you're still feeling that way, we always tell people, please don't hesitate. Give us a call. We'll come to you if need be and do a deeper cleansing if we have to.
Oh yeah. Personally, the ones that I have here, I have verified who they are and they're fine. But well, when they just I think my favorite part is meeting the new family members, but that's beside the point. The thing, part of me wanted to like download all the pictures from the store and just put them up here, but I have limited room, so I picked like the 3 on the main page that I liked.
Yeah.
So when it comes to your store, what you have different options.
Yeah, so like I said, when it comes to the store, I do a lot of 3D printing. So a lot of my LED candles are 3D prints. Nothing spectacular. Like, I can't take credit for it. There's a lot of great artists out there that do them, and we get rights and things like that from them to be able to sell. So typically I'll print off a 3D print. Some of them are done in the color of the PLA we use. 90% of them, though, I do add my own twist on to the hand painting. So I almost hand paint everything that comes off that printer because I want it to be more than just me clicking a button and printing something. Then the other things in our store, as I said, like our outlet covers. That's one of my favorite things to do is the gory outlet covers. We do the
I love them.
and the regular outlets, and the tongues, by the way, are silicone, so they are very wiggly. Everybody loves to touch them. The teeth are actual like dental examples that you would see at the dentist's office. So I actually order the real dental examples so they feel like real teeth, real tongues. And I hand sculpt all that out of clay, put that in there, hand paint it, seal it with epoxy. So yeah, those are one of my favorite things to do that's in our shop.
I can picture either my kids or my husband and his brother just randomly playing with it as they walk by.
Yes. As I said, my tongues are probably my biggest seller. I'm always having to make those at every week. I'm having to make new tongue ones because they go really quick.
Okay, that is awesome. I saw all sorts of amazing things. What is your favorite thing in the shop?
My favorite thing in the shop. It would honestly probably be between my outlet covers and my spirit dolls. So my spirit protection dolls, I again hand make every single one of them with the yarn and intentions, and that's probably my favorite thing is just sitting down. It's like almost relaxing to put that positive energy and that intention into those dolls as I'm making them. And then it's probably one of the favorite thing I sell because it always happens when we're set up at a vending event. Customers will literally walk by the table. They'll like stop, turn around, and come back, and one specific doll called to them. And like they'll pick it up, they'll look at it. Sometimes they'll set it back down, but almost 90% of the time, they always come back for that one specific one that I'm like, it's yours. It's the one that called you home. Like it wants to go home with you. So that's probably my most favorite thing that I have in my shop that I make is those. But it's hard to say because I love everything that I have in there. My house is full of stuff. It's so hard to determine what am I selling and what am I keeping. And my husband, he's like, sell it all. So, because I would have a very full packed house if I could.
Yeah, that I'd understand. Our local ghost in the jar lady hand knits all of hers. And some people sew theirs for their ghosts in the jars. How do you do yours?
So our ghosts in the jar are 3D printed and glow in the dark PLA. And then I hand paint their little faces and stuff on them and actually secure them with epoxy in their jars. And that's very, very simple. Ours is. Ours don't. I've seen the hand knitted ones and the sewed ones, and they're so cute, and I love them. But ours also comes with birth certificates, so they have a little. It's a beautiful adoption certificate, is what it's called. So you actually, it's more about an adopt a ghost rather than just a ghost in the jar. And then we have another version that's not in the jar; it's in a bag. That's your emotional support ghost.
Okay, that one makes me happy. I am so torn, and I think I know where I need to go Christmas shopping now. No, my family's just that weird. We collect odd things like gnomes and ghosts, and I collect paranormal books. Okay, I really do love everything. That's why I wanted to learn more about haunters because I knew it was a totally different art form.
Yes.
What has been the most interesting experience about having a shop?
The most interesting or maybe even the most challenging thing is understanding your specific customer. As I said, like I was talking about the oddities fair earlier, there's not a whole lot of vending fairs and crafting fairs and things like that we really fit into, to be honest. When you think craft fairs and vendor fairs, it's usually your crochet, your flower works, your woodworking. So when you throw us in there with our hand painted Halloween crafts in the middle of April, people are looking at you sideways or turning their nose up at you. But I think the favorite thing is even if I go out there all day and I don't sell a thing off my table, um, just being able to get the word out about who we are and what we do and bringing that curiosity from people. We get a lot of curious people that come to our booth. And like, what is it that you do? And again, it kind of goes back to that teaching. And we've gotten a lot of new customers for our paranormal tours that way, that were, very skeptical with it. And because they've stopped at our booths and came seen us, they came to one of our tours to check it out, and actually are some of them are returning customers at this point. So
I love it. You are awesome. And that is a great outlook. You may not have gotten anybody to buy from the booth, but they did come in and try the paranormal investigation.
mhm.
Dude, there's always more to learn in each of the things you do in paranormal investigating, in being a haunter, in what to do and what to make and how to have the shop.
Mhm.
And that is amazing. And okay, I know I keep saying "and" a lot because my brain, like I said, I am still half dead, but I so wanted to do this with you so much. I hope this has not been a bad interview.
Good.
Okay, since we're nearing the end, what is one thing that most people don't know that you wish they knew more about doing paranormal tours?
I'm trying to think. Honestly, I guess I would have to say just really on the education side of it. And I know this probably sounds weird, but people in the paranormal world would understand, is just understanding that, ghosts and spirits, they were people once too. And so when you're doing your investigations, um, treat them just like you would somebody that was actually standing in front of you. Because again, they were people at one point too. Like, you build a relationship once you've been somewhere so long with them. And again, I know all this is going to sound really weird, like, oh my God, she's friends with ghosts, but it's really the truth. You learn who your ghosts are, you learn who your spirits are, in those areas. And I think that's the biggest thing, is just remembering that this isn't a sideshow. This isn't, um, they're not things to play with. So
No.
the biggest thing is just taking it serious, and remembering that they were once living and breathing just like we were.
Oh yeah, because a lot of people go in this to make fun of you because they think it's all BS, and then something happens that they can't explain,
Yeah.
and they have to figure out what's happening, and if that is enough to make them believe.
Those are our favorite. Those are our favorite customers, the skeptic ones. We always say, when people are like, "Oh no, ghosts aren't real," or "We don't believe," spend 5 minutes with us and you'll have a different outlook. Those are my absolute favorite, especially when there is a spirit with that person. And my husband starts to tell them what that person looks like, who they are, how they're related to them. And you just see their face go white, because there's no way my husband knew any of that. There's no possible way at all. Like, you looked me up and you did that. And I'm like, no, I don't even know who you are. I couldn't even tell you what your last name is. So that's probably
Coming today.
yeah.
Okay, that is like wow. Okay, what is something you wish more people knew about haunts before they came in?
As like when customers come into the haunts, um, just understanding how much actually goes into it. And just kind of like on the paranormal side, remember that the haunters, they're people too. Because sometimes think customers forget that. Just behind that costume and that mask, there's a real person. Um, and that person, they might have just worked, 8 hours a day for their regular job to put food on the table. And then they came out here for another 4 or 5, hours for your entertainment, but they didn't have to. So I think that's the biggest thing, is
just remembering to show respect to your haunt actors as well. Not being rude when they come in. I've seen where people want to touch the actors, or they want to get in their faces, or they want to try to scare the actors. Like, they're there to do a job and to keep you entertained. Don't make it that much worse on them. It's already a hard job being out there all night.
Okay, I think the worst I've done since I knew the haunter, I realized from the voice who it was. I just blew a kiss at him and left. I can't imagine some of the stuff some of these people do, because it's just rude or mean.
And it's hard for a haunter too, because we take a lot of pride in not breaking our character. And so when people are doing that, there was an instance one year. I had 5 guys surround me when I was playing a widow, and my widow didn't talk. Thank God I had another haunt acting buddy that was close by, was able to break up that, because, again, I would have broke character if I needed to break character for my own safety. But we don't like doing that. It's really hard if we have to break character to get back into character for the night. And nobody they want to stay in their character. They want to be that person for you. And sometimes if people are making an unsafe situation, it takes a lot for us to break our character and then have to get back into it, even if we can. Sometimes we can't even get back into that character for the night after that.
Oh yeah, and that's hard, and that's mean. And please, people, don't try to touch, don't hit, don't be rude. Because there's a difference between them seeing you have an actual reaction and you just being a jerk. Okay. What do you wish more people knew about your shop?
That it was there. I think that's the biggest thing, is getting it out there. We do well at the vendors locations, not so much on the online sales. So I think the biggest thing for us is just getting that information out there about our shop, that it is there. You can place online orders. We do local pickup if you're wanting to do that as well. And if you don't see something in there, or you have an idea of something that you're wanting, send us an email, a call, or a text. And find out if we can do it, because we do a lot of custom work as well.
Oh, so you'll ship to Texas? Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, since we're reaching the hour mark, where do you want people to find you?
Again, the website's kind of long, because it's Mells-ever-eternal-threshold. I think it's -llc.site.square. So it's a really long website. So if you can kind of put in there for a link for people to click on.
I already have it. It's where links go.
And then
wherever they go, where you're looking.
The best way is to scroll down to the bottom of our website, click on our Facebook icon, or find Mel's Ever Eternal Thresholds on Facebook. I know some people say sometimes it doesn't pop up, sometimes it does. But Facebook's probably the best place to get information, update, and really know what's going on, because I post on there at least 2 to 3 times a week, if not more, with updates and everything of what's going on. Or we do funny behind the scene videos sometimes of when we're building the haunts, and our team's breaking out in dances and stuff, because you start to drive yourself nuts when you're building props. Just the behind the scene footage of when we're building our stuff, learning more about our tours, where we're going to be at, that kind of stuff. It's all on Facebook, and that's probably the best place to get the information from.
That is awesome. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you all for watching. And I hope you guys check out their tours. I hope you check out their haunt, and I hope you definitely right now go check out the store and get those special presents for your special spooky friends that deserve all the love.
Well, thank you for having us, and just reach out to me if you want me and my husband to come on one of the other shows with you. We are more than happy to do.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much. If you'll hold on afterwards, I do have a couple of questions about that. And then, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. Everybody have a good evening.